So Robert wanted to bring up a question to us IT people.
Oh.
About something that happened recently in the news.
Yes, recently in the news, I had heard that one day at Hartsfield Airport, which is near to me, they came in and nothing was working. No flights were going out, nothing. What exactly happened with that whole computer fiasco?
You want to answer that, Zach, or you want me to answer it?
Sure, I'll give my 2 cents, although I've kind of avoided reading about it much. My understanding...
Grim has the answer.
Oh.
It was terrorists.
Okay, that's the answer. We're done.
Nice. Cool story.
No, we're not going there. Go ahead, Zach.
So my understanding is it was a bad update, which makes me think that it was not properly tested, which makes me think of a few things that could have happened. One is their QA department was not adequate. 2, somebody did it on purpose. Or 3, it falls back to 1. Their testing process was not adequate. Yeah, I don't see how that went out personally. But I'm also not a software developer, so
yeah. I do have a different question for the same situation. Now imagine you're one of those people behind the counter at the gate, you know, like doing checking seats and shit like that. At what point in time during that day did you go, fuck it, take off your vest and just...
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Like, they had to have a high turnover rate at that point. Like, I just want to know what the point is. Like, did it hit 12:30 and they're like, well, it's lunchtime anyways, and I fucking hate this place, so... Oh, like... Seat yourself!
Yeah, I haven't read anything about how the airlines were handling it specifically. I just knew that they couldn't... their computers were turned off, basically. I mean, they got blue screens, so they couldn't use them.
Yeah.
And that's a really manual process from what I've seen of the fix, which I did watch a little bit of information on that. It's a manual process, and you have to be sitting at the machine, so you have to send a technician or a team of technicians to every computer in the entire airport, which is, I'm guessing, thousands.
Yeah. Well, but also you got to remember, the things that were affected were only from I'm not going to name the company because that's just not cool to do, but that particular company sent out a bad update that affected everybody. All right, it can happen to any software company, honestly.
For sure.
And that's what the importance is of testing things before you send it out. Of course, I don't know exactly what happened, why it blue screen. I don't know what their testing scenarios were. You know, I'm not just putting it off on that. That's as much information as we know. But it can happen. Now, what sucks is when that does happen is the IT department usually gets chaffed, because once they come out with a fix, they are on the hook to try to get that fix implemented to all the terminals. Especially having to do it what we used to call sneaker net, and that's taking a USB drive around to each individual terminal and restore the shit, because you can't do it via network because it's down. And it's trying to get back into safe mode, try to get the files back on it, try to get it back up, and that sucks. And some people, especially that have been cutting back on their IT departments, have like 1 or 2 people servicing thousands of units.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and you know how long that would take to actually do? So that I do feel bad for the IT departments when stuff like this does happen, because I mean, you got to buckle down and go do it because you're affected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have sat there if there was only a couple people with me. Like, I'd have been like in and out jump drives to people and be like, if you're brave enough, just go fix the computer over there. Don't worry, they'll let you touch it. It's broken. It doesn't matter.
Now, the fix that I saw did not require admin rights, so it's possible that you could have printed off the instructions to a bunch of people and then sneaker netted them around to get it done. But even doing that, if you're dealing with
That's
thousands of machines, it's
so
a
much
lot.
foot traffic, man.
It's a lot.
So,
Yeah.
so does something like that happen often? I mean, like not to places like the airport, but I mean, other companies. Does that happen often?
I would say at this scale, no. I believe this was the largest outage in recorded history. But it does happen. There are lots of times that a update comes out that from a vendor that's not quite has some unintended side effects. It may fix the thing that it was intended, like a security vulnerability or something like that, but also may break some other component. And that's
Like in this case, it broke Windows. It literally broke all Windows that was affected.
Yeah. And
That's
the fix was literally delete a file. Go into safe mode, delete a file, from what I understand.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this, Robert. Yes, it doesn't happen that often. But as soon as this did happen, I had a PTSD moment because when I worked for a previous employer, we had a third-party company come in and run a bad script out to all of our units. Sent the script out, didn't test it, and it deleted like 3 files that were inside the Windows directory. So if you rebooted your PC, it blue screened.
Oh.
So within probably 3 hours of him sending that, we had half the company down.
Oh, shit.
And this was a company that serviced multiple companies. So we literally had to get in the car and travel all over the place to get people back online. And it took days of not sleeping, trying to get it done, because honestly, we were a small company. So if we did get them back going, we were out of business.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't our fault that it happened, because the software we had on their system was on their system, we were responsible. We had to get everybody back online, and everybody was losing money.
Oh, wow.
So just think that, but 1,000 times more than what happened on this. It's pretty crazy. But but to reassure everybody, it wasn't a terrorist attack. It wasn't anybody attacking us from the outside. It literally was a mistake on this company's part, and it caused everybody to go down.
So I was wrong.
Well,
It's hard.
Yes.
It's hard to prove that you're wrong.
You're absolutely right. It's hard to prove that you were,
Yeah.
maybe somebody slipped in something into that update. Who knows?
All right. Very cool.